So now we already know what to expect as this day goes on. And all these teams, they're thinking to themselves, wow, this is our chance to finally make a move and prove to this region, that maybe BDS don't need to win everything.
Well, and I mean, it's got to reinvigorate players as well, just thinking, we have a legitimate chance to win this.
Absolutely.
They're probably looking at every other team out there thinking, we can beat them. I'm confident. I know it. And now we'll see if that brings out the best or the worst in some of these players. Team Queso, back in the event, winner Regional 2. The top blokes won. Team Queso was right there with them in the grand finals. So we'll see if Team Queso can go back, get a rematch of those winner 2 finals, Regional 2 finals, up against top blokes in the semis, or if RIX.GG is going to be able to fight their way through.
Yeah, and I love this RIX.GG lineup right now, and you can tell with the in-game titles they're using, all from the old Rival Series days, Season 6, Season 4, been around for a while, trying to make a name for themselves and climb the ladder of Europe. And the desk even talked about it. It's been Cash who has made an impact so far on the field and in the difference, or he's been the difference, in the matches previously.
Yeah, we got 2 Dominus players facing off. Demensa, yesterday, we saw him switch off the Dominus, though, after he was losing 50s pretty badly. Ended up going over to Octane and experiencing more success after that, but now back in the Dominus where he's comfortable. In this first game, starting off relatively slowly. 2 minutes going by, still nothing on the board. Demensa going to go towards net. Cash, wide berth, will send that to the corner. Now the 50, Atomic did really well to challenge. It gets the follow-up 50 as well. Demensa off the backboard. Mike Boyd catching it on the dribble. Both teams now, Turtle fighting for possession, fighting for control, and honestly, coming off that Top Blokes BDS series, this is fine for a moment. Let's continue to catch our breath.
We can just relax for a second, 0-0, catch our breath. And even now, you can see what Gibbs was talking about, though, with the mechanics from Team Queso. He said he wanted to see high-flying mechanics as a bump play almost worked out there for Team Queso. High-flying mechanics, toss it off the backboard, get a better touch. There's Atomic coming in. Maybe a fade. Okay. It's slowed down completely, but I like this even more. This is better to watch. Look at this.
That's just a light touch.
Just hit him with the fake. You don't even need to get any power on it. And that just goes to show how much respect that you're going to give to the other team, especially for Atomic coming in for that shot. You see him using all his boost. He's up so early to that. You've got to pre-jump. And then this one going in for Ocelon. The defense of Team Queso fumbling a bit. This is Atomic trying to get the read off the backboard, but Cash was so quick up in the air, and Ocelon comes through with the easiest shot he'll probably get all series long. Now off the kickoff, we've got a solid performance, I'd say, from both teams. That was a really good response immediately from RIX.GG. And Cash has some space. There has been a good amount of space, actually, I'd say, for RIX.GG on this field. A couple of dribbles would surely do them well. And Vixalen now trying to get some more mechanics. It feels like they're listening to Gibbs, honestly. Whenever they heard Gibbs call him out about mechanics on the desk, they were all listening, James.
They certainly were. I mean, everyone's hinging on every word Gibbs says, isn't that right?
Exactly. You just listen to what Gibbs has to say, and it'll work out.
Sailing off the sidewall. Cash going to go for the backboard. Up again. Pass out to the middle. Mike Boyd. Nice shot, but Atomic stretches to make the save.
You can see him coming off the backboard. He had to use that last second flip. We have seen some ridiculous saves so far today, James. I mean, you think back to that first series with Flame and that top corner save, and now Atomic getting his hands dirty with pre-jump saves himself. Demensa getting a 50. I love the defense we've seen.
Final minute. Tied up. Cash going to go for backboard. Demensa controlling it. Ocelon up very early. He'll tap it down. Sailing quickly there to help out. Demensa.
Demensa.
The shot. Upper 90. Crossbar down. Atomic will clean it up on the goal line. But look at this shot from Demensa.
This was going to get saved, too. I'm pretty sure Ocelon. Yes, he did. He had the flick out, and Atomic was there just in time to secure that incredible shot from Demensa.
That was such a good shot, but you said it, Turtle. That was going to get saved out. You saw the hit come out and the dunk coming through. Atomic, that's why you have to chase everything down, finish it off no matter what.
Well, that would have been a heartbreaking miss, too, if Atomic wasn't there to clean up. And now the defense getting tested a bit. Atomic has been making plays on both sides. By far, game one MVP, and that's a bump from Big Salin, but it works out as a backpack.
Atomic. Lob towards middle. Salin. Oh, the beat to the ball. Mike Boy, this is a chance.
Mike Boy.
Getting underneath it. The pass beautifully. Atomic will tip it and follows up off the backboard. Atomic. Wow. Huge defensive play there, but it's still airborne, and Demensa will finally get that ball down to the ground. Team Queso gonna take this first win of the series, but it was a close one.
Well, they were relying so much on Atomic. Even in the last save, Atomic had to get the first touch, recover off the backboard, and then find the clear. So much responsibility for him on both sides. We saw him on offense making moves. Now come back to defense. He clutches this first game out. And Team Queso looking to make a run for that top 6 spots, James. This is coming down to, oh man, I think James said, or not James, I believe they said in the pre-show, it's going to come down to a difference of like 50 points if Team Queso can make this run.
The Team Queso, they're dying to make it happen, and you do see the faith in Team Queso, especially on the desk.
Yeah.
And for good reason. Queso, they've been consistent. Yeah, that was such a good shot. But Team Queso, such good consistency. They really have been clawing their way up towards the top in Europe. Now we have kickoff in game 2. RIX going to try to bounce back.
Well, they had a couple of good chances. I mean, they were moving fluidly on offense. Ocelon did look solid himself, but I just don't think they had the star power that Team Queso have with Atomic. Somebody's got to step up, and the Death said it themselves. They want Cash to do it, but maybe not. Maybe it'll be Ocelon instead of Cash as he secures the first one.
Ocelon lining this one up. You saw Atomic thinking that Salin might come off the wall for it. He was getting back to net, and that gave Ocelon so much room. He's taking an open jumper.
Yeah.
And he swished that one.
That's really pinpoint accuracy as well from Ocelon. There was a couple of chances you take the shot, and if you went to the far side on the right, you could have given a chance to that third man rotating in to get the save or maybe pinch off the post. So the best possible place you could hit that ball, Ocelon nailed it.
Ocelon booming upfield. Mike Boy over to Demensa. Okay, Salin testing. Cash upfield, double tap, did get it. But not the best hit from Salin there. Atomic panicking, now Salin as well. Fortunately for them, Ocelon on zero boost. The shot gonna be safe for Mike Boy.
And it's surprising to see Demensa miss that one. Even on the dominance, the pass out from Ocelon to Mike Boy. That looked like it was gonna be the start of something fantastic, but somehow Team Queso did find the last second save.
Team Queso on the attack again. Salin waiting, going for the double tap off the low sidewall there. Didn't pan out. Mike Boy challenged off the back wall. Cash leaving it for Ocelon. Salin wants to keep this ball locked in the corner. It's a battle for the corner boost as well. Nice leave there from Demensa. You saw him draw out the defenders. Now it's out in front of net. Demensa picking up small pads. Atomic takes the shot. Mike Boy tipping it off to the side. It would have been high anyway.
And I'm surprised that Atomic went for that initial shot. There was so much space in front of him to go for the dribble, possibly get a first touch and then a flick out. maybe a bit panicked on the offense's Team Queso. They just want to get the shot out as soon as possible. VK Salen, though, he doesn't waste any time with this.
Yeah, Salen turning around. It's a hard bounce. You saw Mike Boy not even close to getting to that ball. It might have been a pinch that sent that so hard off the back wall, and it was finished nicely by Salen. Good kickoff for Team Queso. Mike Boy getting bumped as well. Won't be able to chase that down. Possession now for Salen. Has Atomic in the middle. Atomic, 50 going off to the side. Demensa.
Oh, what a touch. Oh, but nobody's there. Nobody expected that pop-up from Demensa. You see him being aggressive, James, and you can understand why Team Queso wanted to be passive, assuming he's going to lose the 50, but still even more passive positioning. VK Salen is so far away, but he still gets the touch. And they keep this counterattack going.
VK Salen, he was so close to scoring that one. We saw the demo come out. The back line was open up. Team Queso, although this game is tied, they are looking like the favorite right now, just in terms of possession, pressure, opportunities.
Yeah, and even boost. They're controlling the midfield boost, even their own corners. They haven't had to deal with too much pressure from RIX, and it's allowing them to feel very comfortable on that defensive rotation.
Demensa, nice catch. They'll keep dribbling. There's that Dominus flick attempt, trying to get it up high. Atomic racing back. Cash.
Oh, no boost.
Him. It's too high. But the save comes out. Team Queso, you called it. No boost for Atomic, but shot wasn't on.
Yeah, and I actually thought that was going to go crossbar down. Atomic got very lucky. He was in a horrible situation, in a horrible spot. Couldn't find the last pad, too, and narrowly missed the ball. There was no cleanup from RIX GG. You're going to assume he's going to get a touch, and the defense is still scrambling from Team Queso as we're all tied up in a match that seems like Team Queso should have the lead.
Still, this one is up for grabs. No, Mike Boy making sure it stays that way, at least for the meantime. Demensa out of boost.
Wait.
That was as close as it gets. Bouncing off his own post. He ran out of boost, had to cross his fingers.
I saw him go for the ball, and I was confused. I thought maybe he was on the blue team for a second with the way he went up for the aerial. Oh my goodness.
That's 100% confidence in the limited boost. That could not have been it. I think if he had maybe one or two less boost, that would have been an own goal. Didn't have that much to begin with anyway. But now, final 15 seconds, Mike Boy taking it to the air. The 50 will send it off the backboard. Shot for Asalan, and it just drops down, perhaps looking for the pass, or perhaps just not getting good contact. Now the 50 opportunity. Mike Boy escapes with his life, but that pinch will send it right back towards net. And now we have overtime. But in that last moment, that goal was open if one of those players got a piece of the ball.
Yeah, that was a sticky situation for Mike Boy. He was forced to carry it across, and I believe it was Salen who was going for the pre-jump, the read on how that ball would go across the net, and just was, I believe, inches away from getting contact on it and finishing it off before we go into OT.
Salen with the 50. Oh, it's a good one off the ceiling and down. Atomic leaves it for Demensa. Now turning. Atomic will go back towards net. Double tap. The save out to the side. Mike Boy has had to make a lot of saves. We almost see an astral pitch from the corner. But it's an astral pitch assist. Atomic will put this through.
And look at this, Salen, the astral pitch across. You mentioned it. Then it bounces off the post. I thought it was going to go in because maybe Mike Boy could have cut off the angle in time. But Atomic was there seconds, milliseconds before. And that's how you finish it off. Team Queso, uncharacteristic goal, but they'll take it.
Team Queso, you said it, Turtle. They will absolutely take it. And I mean, they earned it. You just look at all the chances that they had.
All the pressure.
And all the pressure that they had. And you just felt like this was Team Queso's game.
Oh, 100%. And that's kind of what got me scared, though, because a lot of times we get into these matches where one team is so dominant, but they can't find the finishing shot. And that gives RIX GG time to basically hoard a lot of the boost, then eventually pop off with this incredible counterattack. And we did almost see it. I remember back to not only this shot that almost went in, the own goal from Demensa, but also whenever they went for the counterattack, Atomic could not get the boost in time to get the touch. If that ball was on net, we would have seen that counterattack come to fruition and finally result in something for RIX GG. So I think certainly RIX GG have what it takes to get back in this series. They just need to find the accuracy.
There's no doubt about that, Turtle. We saw the chances. They've been keeping it close, but they really can't afford to lose this one. I mean, we saw what a team like BDS. You know, they dug that hole really early, and the hole seems to be getting deeper as well for RIX.
And I think this is Mike Boy. He had all the boosts in the world, 60 boosts in the tank, but he jumped up so far forward. And this is a key principle. If you cheat out a net too early, James, and you don't stay on that back line, you're going to be whipping balls.
It's so true. I mean, a lot of times you want to wait if you can, so that you can get the best touch possible. But when you pre-jump like that, a lot of times you're playing a threatening shot. But that shot was from pretty far back. And now Cash, though, he's going to get the equalizer. And that's a big-time goal. That will stabilize things for RIX.
Oh, the double commit. Demensa and Salen both went up. I thought Demensa would have had time to get back on that ball, but he had 0 boost. The recovery was slowed down just a bit, and that's all RIX GG needed to get the equalizer.
Atomic. Off kickoff. Oh, there's a demo as well, but Ocelon going to put on the counterattack.
Oh, that's the counterattack.
Off the post. Ocelon couldn't read it. It had too much space, and he had too little boost.
That's what I'm talking about. RIX GG have that counterattack potential, so similar to the last game, but this one was off the post. Meanwhile, the other one was off the crossbar, the accuracy plaguing them.
Now they're going to have to play defense. Demensa, double tap, it's gorgeous. Demensa up high, shooting it down low.
I was just about to mention, this is one of the highest double taps. Look at how high he is above that goal. Right on top of the ball, smacks it down. That was a spike into the net of RIX GG.
I mean, you know, a lot of times you're putting it up high because you want to make sure no defenders can get to it. There was no one even close. Yeah, he was all up there by himself.
Oh my goodness.
Making it even more awkward for the defense.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's going to score again. A hat trick in the first minute and 16 seconds. Demensa having a game.
And Atomic was going for a flip reset, and he continued moving forward, but Demensa just said, hey, I got the dominance. I've got all this power on my aerial. Let me take this for you, and smashes it up into the top shelf.
Team Queso looking like wizards. They can pull this off. They'll be up 3-0, and surely they'll come through in that situation.
Atomic was going for a midair bump there on the last defender back, and RIX GG are still forced to deal with immediate pressure out of Team Queso.
There's still, though, plenty of time here. We see over 3 minutes left. RIX going to have to get one, though, to make sure. Oh, that's a nice 50. Mike Boy, the shot. That's going to get him closer. Well done there on that 50.
And this was panic and not good communication because Atomic and Salen were in the same spot. This shot, while it was powerful, if somebody was in net, you would like to think a pre-jump would have been all it took to get the save. Instead, that double commit is punished by RIX GG.
Tip that ball downfield, gets demoed quickly. Salen with tons of boost. Passing to a reversing Demensa.
And Atomic's cheating up a little bit too much. I don't know where this came from. Maybe feeling a bit confident with that early lead, but he's been out of position a couple of times.
Maybe it is that confidence. See if it pays off or if it bites him. Atomic towards net. Oh, save from Cash, preventing the post bounce. We've seen a lot of post bounce goals today. Sailing up, racing Mike Boy. Mike Boy doing a great job in this game. Not only getting to a ball quick, but also striking with authority. You saw him score that last goal, bringing RIX ever closer.
Yeah. Back pass. Oh, I like the idea.
Nice back pass. And the demo comes out on Salen quickly after, and now double commit as well. Atomic, very aggressive, Turtle. You already pointed that out, but that double commit might cost him here.
Yeah, and he keeps grabbing these pennies and then pushing himself so far forward, which it has paid off in the past whenever his teammates do get a shot on target that misses. His aggression has led to a lot of follow-up shots that are so quick that RIX GG cannot recover in time. But then on defense, you get situations like this where double commits are more likely because of his aggression. And now you're leaving all this space out for Mike Boy, but Salen has his back. What a 50 to the other side, and they waste precious, valuable seconds off the clock.
And this game tense again, as it's just one goal separating them. Cash on the counterattack gets shut down. Mike Boy will contain the ball. Now on the sidewall, doing everything he can to try to march that ball downfield.
Oh, BK Sailor is just running through all the defenders, getting bumps on, I think, 2 of them, but now he's got to get a good 50. The double commit, double challenge almost worked out. Team Queso have had a couple of stressful moments.
Ooh. An opportunity there, an offense corner pass. Atomic doesn't
Nobody's
turn.
there.
And there was some confusion there. Atomic and Demenza, I believe, were very close by. And now double commit as well. RIX can smell blood in the water off the ceiling. Cash gets his jump back. He leaves it for Mike Boy, and Mike Boy able to put that one by. Big play there from RIX.
Oh, the communication completely broke down. Then Cash, you see him go off the ceiling. He has no choice there but to wait it out, fake the defense, and then leave it for the better opportunity that is Mike Boy.
And you saw it all kind of stemmed from that moment where I believe it was Demenza or Atomic had to turn for the shot, and they were both too close to each other. Yeah. Neither one of them turned, and then you saw the double commit shortly after on defense, just getting out of position. So, you know, we were wondering if Atomic's aggression would come back to bite Queso, and it did there. Not necessarily aggression, but just confusion on the positioning.
Well, and I don't mind the aggression, but you've got to communicate it in a better way so your teammates understand how to rotate around you. The final seconds, maybe this is going to lead to something. No, Mike Boy spikes this one down, and we've got overtime.
And this is critical for RIX to avoid going down 3 games in the best of 7.
Yeah,
got to get it. It really does feel like they're fighting for their tournament life at this point, Turtle.
Well, I mean, BDS, they struggled to get the best of 7 reverse sweep against top blokes nonetheless, but it just goes to show how difficult it can be. Salen's up for this, maybe.
Nice.
The bounce down, that's perfect, but it's saved. Ocelon, how did he find the touch, the pre-jump, keeping them alive?
Another remarkable save that we witnessed, and that brings you back to the flame save as well. Very similar. Racing, doing everything that you can to get back, hustling and predicting where the shot's gonna go.
And the shot was powerful, but the accuracy so easy to predict that if Ocelon does go for the pre-jump, which he did in fact go for, it's gonna be likely saved. Just such clutch plays out of the defense from RIX GG. Maybe Ocelon now on the offense can get something. They're hunted for it.
Atomic, another massive save in the game, this time in favor of Team Queso. Salen, let that through the backboard. The bouncing shot, Cash keeps RIX in it. And you saw the miss. There was back-to-back misses on the backboard.
An absolute disaster. Salen needs to find the touch or even communicate better so that Demenza can try to make up for that initial whiff. Salen can't get the touch. It pops right in front of the net, and RIX GG get that game and avoid match point.
You know, and I was ready to call this one if Team Queso got the win, but now to lose this game and also lose this game in that fashion, Turtle, where Team Queso, it looked like they were in the home stretch. They were going to be able to pull this one through and put RIX on match point, but they just lost control of this one in the end.
No, they completely broke down with the communication. That is as simple as it gets. Team Queso, I could probably count maybe like 5-6 double commits alone in this game. Very confused. If we're going to look at the highlights, a lot of these are punishing goals. And it started out strong. Demenza with this high-flying double tap to smack it down, and then Cash, the fake from the ceiling. You have to respect that flip, James. You have to think that Cash is eventually going to use that so you stay in net, and then the better shot comes through. What are you going to do in that situation?
Especially, you know, when you get your flip back, you're in a dominus, and you could go for a musty, you can actually fling that ball incredibly hard. So, you know, they had to respect it. And now RIX, they really did dig deep in that game. They had to fight. It was a fight all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And they were able to get the win. And now this is a series. Team Queso up 2-1, but RIX keeping this competitive with that win.
Yeah. Well, and if you're Team Queso, you can't help but hope that Demensa hasn't run out of battery life, because he started the last game so strong, but just came up empty-handed in the end.
We'll see if the positioning troubles continue for Team Queso. Salen not able to get a redirection on the ball. Demensa got the corner boost steal. Ocelon, high clear. PK Salen tapping down to Atomic. Now Atomic, the shot. Oh, how does he get the shot off in traffic like that?
I'm amazed that he kept going for it. You see that defender fly up for this ball. That's Cash coming across, but Atomic, the delayed flick, lets it swipe on top of his hood and let it go a little bit more to the left. Cash is assuming Atomic's trying to take that to the corner, and we just see a snipe out of this aggressive man.
That was beautifully done. Did not have much tolerance at all there.
When Atomic has to believe Cash is gonna miss. I mean, it's so easy to get distracted and look at Cash in that play and get off your aerial. Salen has to pre-jump and gets the save from Cash. It's still out in the open though, and saved again from Team Queso.
Team Queso, their defense has been troubled at times. Now being tested again, a double commit. Mike Boy over to Ocelon. Ocelon, the corner boost steal. Mike Boy off the ceiling. Demensa's backwards. He jumps and gets the save. Demensa was in a very awkward position there. Team Queso still fighting to keep this ball out of their half.
So I've seen one double commit. Communication has not been Team Queso's strong point, but they have the lead still. And now Atomic going for the bump, but the flick didn't come out, and Salen's there to keep the pressure on.
And another very aggressive play, Turtle. Going for a bump like that on low boost, if you don't connect, you're a sitting duck there in the net for a while.
Yeah. Atomic has no hesitation with those plays. He just goes for it, and he'll think about it later.
And I think that that might be the type of play style you need to have, especially if you're trying to win it all, because if you're on point, that type of play style is so frustrating to play against and hard to handle.
Oh, Ocelon almost got a piece of that net there, going for the shot, and Cash on the defensive side. They're looking for a good counterattack. You see big clears come out, and they have worked in the past because of how aggressive Team Queso are. Massive clears from RIX GG. You can catch Queso so far forward, but I do believe that they have made up for that earlier aggression, and they're keeping Demensa or Salen far back and letting Atomic do all the aggression for him.
Atomic. Oh, backboard bounce. He had a look there. Demensa over to Salen. Salen will tip it high off the backboard. Demensa gonna have to retreat. He's out. Cash hoping a defender comes and challenges him. Well-timed challenge by the defense. And now on the other end, Team Queso. They're trying to get an insurance goal.
Salen.
Atomic gonna go for the read, and a nice hit out from Cash, but you can see the struggles right now for RIX as they're doing everything they can to just get the clear.
Oh, and Salen was going for the bump.
Back in that situation where they got to just boom it.
Right, and even there, where they're booming the ball, you have a counterattack from Team Queso, and there's only one player back. And speaking of one player back, this is all Demensa dodging the demo, and Atomic's here to clear.
But that counterattack, they finally slowed the ball down, went for the dribble, and had a bit of success there. We'll see if RIX does more of that. See another boom. Demensa gonna boom it right back. Well, a nice tip up. Atomic will have a chance here, but Ocelon up early, cutting out the angle. Mike Boy over Salen. Mike Boy with space. Pass out to the middle. Ocelon denied by Atomic. Atomic centers to Salen. Salen. Shot's gonna be good. Team Queso, a breakout counterattack.
Oh, man.
And they did it perfectly.
That's 2 players beaten from Atomic so fast. He exploded from the corner and then flicks it right out into the midfield for his teammate to get one of the easiest goals he's going to get all series long. Atomic, the aggression, it's well communicated, they're spaced out, and now somebody is in position to capitalize with Atomic instead of double committing.
Final seconds. Team Queso happy about how this one ended. The last game, they gave it up in the final seconds. This one, they locked it down. And Team Queso moving to match point. RIX going to have to find something out.
And the question is now, James, do we get a timeout from RIX GG in this situation? Things looked pretty nerve-wracking, I'd say, for RIX GG on the defense. You talked about the massive clears, and just got news that we are getting a timeout from RIX GG as well, which I think is obviously the smart choice. You can recollect your thoughts a bit. You were feeling nervous. There were massive clears left and right. And the only reason you go for that booming playstyle with the clears, James, is because you're feeling a bit nervous. You don't have the confidence to keep possession and risk getting a bad 50-50.
Yeah, and we did see them go for that dribble clear that ended up generating an opportunity. Yeah. And so we'll see what RIX does to adjust. A lot of times you do see teams who think that they're faster and they're playing slow for some reason. Sometimes they try to amp up the speed, but if they are a team that just thinks that we can't beat this aggression, we can't beat this speed, then you do try to slow it down as much as you can. Try to go for a few more fakes. Try to use that quick pace of your opponent against you and hope that they can't adjust in time. And then also sometimes you just got to hope on the individual performances. And we've seen teams in the past be able to do that. We just saw it last game with how well Casio was playing. You hope that one of your players just catches fire. But, you know, can RIX do it? That's going to be the question. Team Queso, a team that's finished up here at the top multiple times, and a team that has been competing for a while now with some good consistency, and they're showing it in this series, Turtle. Now just one game away from moving on to the top lows.
And in the timeout, as you're watching the player cams, you can see, I mean, not much talking because they're listening most likely to their new coach, JG7. Cash talked about him in the interview and how beneficial he was in the previous game to keep their nerves down and to make sure they're staying relaxed. And you could tell they're nervous on the field. Like we talked about the big clears, a couple of chances here as that one gets dished out. We're looking at some replays. And this play from Atomic, this was lovely. Not only did he beat Cash in the midfield there, but there was a player, he had to scoop the ball around in his own corner, follow it up from the sidewall, and then get the perfect pass out of the midfield. Huge plays from that player alone.
Yeah, and I mean, Atomic, he's been playing that way all game, Turtle, where he's really going for it. He's playing for the win, and he's throwing caution to the wind.
Which is how you should play in a situation like this. Don't hesitate. That's the worst thing you can do when your nerves are on the line. It just makes you throw everybody else off.
And again, going back to the start of this series, Turtle, with BDS out, it completely opened the doors for any one of these teams to believe that, okay, now we have the best chance that we'll probably ever get to win one of these regional events. This is our best chance. And that can be exciting, but you can also see it really affect the nerves of a player or the nerves of a team who come in to a regional event like this thinking, you know, I hope we finish top 4, you know, or I hope we finish top 8. I'm happy with top 8. But now when you really do have the best chance you're going to get, it might make people play better or worse. You never know.
Right. I mean, your expectations get set a bit higher now that BDS are out of the tournament. We'll see if that timeout did anything for RIX GG. Otherwise, Team Queso are going to walk away with a clean series win.
Oh, rebound out to Demensa. The timeout doesn't seem to have worked that well for him out of the gate. 12 seconds in, you see Salin saving his boost. It looked like he might have been faking, trying to make him think he had none.
I was just about to mention that as he's flying through the air, you can see he stopped boosting for a solid second or two. And when you're a defender, James, and you see that, you assume he's out of boost, so you jump as early as possible, and then all of a sudden, Salin used the rest of his boost almost like it was a disguise previously, gets the fake off the backboard, and a nice follow-up from Demensa.
And you love that, Turtle, that creativity.
Yeah.
Playing those mind games, and so much of Rocket League is mental. And talk about a mental victory there. where you have RIX calling the timeout, and then to start things out, an early goal.
Yeah.
And not only an early goal, but one where you fake out the team, making them think you ran out of boost, and you still put it by them. That's got to be frustrating.
It's got to be painful. The whole point, obviously, from the timeout was to recollect yourselves, and then you come out into the game directly after, and you just get pretty much tossed aside by Vic Salin.
Corner pass, Cash missed it.
Oh, the miss!
Off the crossbar.
Ooh.
That's going to be wide as well. Salin sails that one wide. So a chance for Queso to get another goal. They failed to do it, so that just might be enough to help out RIX keep some confidence and fight back.
Yeah, that's a gift from Team Queso to RIX GG. Demensa should have had that shot in.
Even there was some quick chat. I have quick chat on. Demensa said whoops. So
no.
But that doesn't really matter. Demensa will get a piece of this one, and Salin gonna be able to close it out.
Yeah, he doesn't need to use any quick shot on this one because he found the mark to the left of Cash, and Cash did jump for that ball from an awkward angle all the way on the left side. Couldn't get the touch, and Salin there to finish it off. And we do have a pause in the game, James.
Yeah, we have a pause that's coming through right now. Paused at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So we're going to let you know as soon as we hear anything on what that pause is for. But just talking about what we've seen so far, Turtle, this was an amazing start for Team Queso right out of the gate. 12 seconds in, you see the goal come out, and it was a lovely goal. And then to follow it up, we see another one. We'll see if it stands. We're still waiting to hear that. But Team Queso, regardless, looking in form, looking like the team that's going to take this one. I
mean, even in this game alone, 4 shots already to RIX GG 0. I can't even remember when RIX GG were able to put on any amount of pressure so far in this game. After the timeout, we talked about how frustrating that can be on your mental when you dedicate a game plan, you try to get a strategy in place, and then everything comes crashing down within the first 10 seconds, James.
Yeah, it has come crashing down, and it's not going to get any better. We have confirmation that that goal will stand, and we're resuming right now. So RIX will find themselves battling back from a 2-goal deficit. They've got just about 3 minutes to get back into this one. Otherwise, their regional event is over.
Yeah.
I need more magic. Mike Boy, the one game that RIX did win, Mike Boy was the key player.
A little bit of a quiet game from Cash. I mean, he's been struggling on the defense. Didn't find the angle to get the save on Salin's shot, and then a team bump does come out, but it's not punished from Cash. Salin got bumped, I believe it was by Demensa on the defense, which made him slow to the challenge, and nobody was ready from RIX GG.
RIX GG, though, shut down Atomic, and he gets the boost, and he's going for that fleet flick. Atomic, if there was hope for RIX GG, it seems to be gone now.
You can't let Atomic carry the ball out from his own side because he will embarrass you. That's, again, starting on the defensive half. He bounces it off the side while the pass to himself, and then gets a picture-perfect shot.
I mean, it's so difficult to do that as well. You have to time your flip to land perfectly to get the boost and get the touch.
Yeah.
It's basically, as soon as you jump, you have no more chance to make any corrections. And Atomic, to not only get the touch, but follow it up with a shot like that, Atomic is having a night.
And he's going for counterattacks by himself. Normally you see a player like that start with the ball or start with the dribble in his own half, and then maybe he'll dish it out to the middle. But no, Atomic just does this himself. Doesn't need anybody. And he's still going to put on a banger shot.
And Atomic, he's an entertainer, no doubt. When you have a big-time stage like this, the door wide open for a team to come through and get a win with BDS out and Atomic playing like this, Team Queso gonna like their chances.
Yep.
And honestly, I think they can give Top Blokes a run for their money.
And time is running out for RIX GG. I mean, if we don't see a goal within the next, I'd say 30 seconds, it's got to be over. You think for RIX GG, we've seen crazier things happen. Aslan could maybe start that trend now, and Cash is too slow to find the shot. saved yet again from Team Queso. That defense has always found an answer to the RIX GG shots.
Final 60 seconds. RIX
needs something.
Oh, and there's an infield pass, but who do you pass to?
Oh, my
the
point.
demo comes through, and
Oh,
then Pinch is going to send it off the backboard. Still a chance. Ocelon with control. Late flick. Crossbar back
That's
to
it.
Cash. And it's starting to get
Okay.
interesting. 45 seconds left. They get one here.
And we know that Team Queso have a history this series of double commits and being out of position, even in the closing seconds. So I'm not counting RIX GG out yet. This is 100% possible, especially given Team Queso's recent mistakes with their communication and positioning.
Can't afford to waste any more time. It's going to be all-out attacks from RIX at this point. But a side
no,
flip from
Ocelon!
Demenza will immediately punish. That has to sting.
All the dreams ended with this side flip from Ocelon. Oh my goodness. You can see he was trying to go out early for the clear. That is heartbreaking.
We've all been there.
James.
We've all been there.
Oh, man.
That dreaded side flip.
Match point 2. The side flip comes out.
Oh, don't do it, Atomic. Oh, Demenza. They're going for it all. They're piling it on. There is no mercy in this group of cheese boys. Unreal.
Cheese boys. Adding insult to injury now. And Top Blokes, they've found their opponent. It's going to be Top Blokes versus Team Queso in the semifinals. When normally we would have thought BDS would have been there, but now this is a chance for Team Queso to make a run back to the finals.
RIX, they started out this series keeping it close. Team Queso, though, always seemed to have the edge.
Oh, yeah.
And in the final game, they made a statement, absolutely crushing RIX 5-1.
Big plays from Atomic with the aggression. We have seen it during this entire series. Every single second, you can see Atomic had no hesitation. While it resulted in a couple of double commits, his aggression, that lack of hesitation, I think, is what made the difference, because you could see the nerves from RIX GG. You could see how they were panicking a bit, even with the side flip from Ocelon. That speaks a lot to what their mentality is, how they're feeling emotionally, and they're panicking a bit with the controller. So RIX GG, they haven't made it to day 3 too often. The more experience they get, the more threatening they will be in the future. Team Queso have that experience, and they move on here.
And I mean, this is still a fantastic showing. Top 8.
Absolutely.
They made it out again. Cash, he said they're no joke. I believe it. I still believe it after this tournament performance, finishing top 8. Team Queso seemed to just have the edge. And when you've got a player like Atomic so fearless, I think it's contagious. It helps the team. But man, Demenza hitting some quality shots. Team Queso looking good. So now they will be moving on to take on the Top Blokes, who had that really incredible series last time. So you're not going to want to miss that semi. It'll be a phenomenal one. But we are going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we've got Team Liquid going up against White Demons. Stay with us.